It's time. Let's, unfortunately, we were not able to, finish the Formula GT Championship last time because my internet decided to go out. So, yeah, that was nice. Some goober broke another fiber line. Again, it's happened, like, probably 6 times in the past year or so. But, yeah, so we're gonna do this today. I have to go back and do the McGann Trophy, and whatever other want to make events I completely missed. And then I'm just basically going back to any championship races I did not gold throughout the series, getting those gold, and that should drive the completion percentage all the way up to 99.9, meaning there'll just be one left, which is the 24-hour of Lasarth with chicanes. So that's going to be the final stream of the whole series. 24 hours straight. It's going to be split up into 3 parts because of the way YouTube streaming works. And after that, it'll be back to business as usual on the channel because I haven't really been focusing on almost anything else for the past couple months. And I'm excited to actually get this done, get this out of the way, and then start making some quality videos again because Let's Plays just, they really aren't the thing on YouTube anymore, and this series is living proof of that. But, yeah, I'm just going to get a feel of the car first, see if I need to lower the front downforce at all, because Suzuka has several high-speed corners, and if you've seen any of the last streams of this championship, you know that in certain corners with this car, the back end just likes to give up, and the front end hooks, which means you spin out at like 200 miles an hour, and it's not really ideal for the setup. So let me just get at least one test lap around here, see if the downforce is fine, and then we'll get started. And depending on how long we're going to be here, I'm probably going to crack open a cold one at some point here in the next couple hours. So, yeah. I don't know what my booze of choice is just yet. It's either going to be a Modelo or maybe like a Crown and Sprite or something like that. But Flash Dagger, what's up? Nice to see you in here. As always. And yeah, basically great value Japanese Grand Prix right now. Gran Turismo edition. And now we gotta just work our way around the AI that is, as per usual, not the greatest drivers in the game. And now basically for the next hour and a half, it's gonna be a time trial pretty much with the occasional traffic. It's pretty much just the nature of this game. Unless you're doing like some kind of crazy challenge run, but this is just as casual as it gets, really. Actually, no. I think more casual would be the use of B-Spec and stuff like that, but this is all me, myself, and I. And I think if you do this game, like this entire game A-Spec, it's probably like, I think it's like 190 hours total or something like that, if you don't count like restarts and credit grinding if you choose to do that. So even though it's not like 1,000+ hour game, 200 is still a really long time. That's quite a few work weeks. And there's the first spin. That didn't take long, but at least we got it out of the way early. This lack of front downforce now is going to be probably going to take a second or two to get used to. You can really feel it. Yeah, that's continuous too. That's like if you played it 24/7. And I think that's also, like, if you gold every single license test, like, first attempt. Which, honestly, I don't know if anybody's ever done that before. Might be something looking into. No, I already spun out once. Turn 1, lap 2. And, yeah, this is happening too. Skill issue. I didn't play yesterday, so just 48 hours without driving at all, just all your skill disappears. Hi, Mr. Daniel. But yeah, I'm glad we're finally on the last Formula GT race. And immediately after this, we're going into Renault Megane's, of all things. Just like straight back to French shitboxes. And after that, I think there's no particular order I'm going to do it in, but I think I'm going to go through every single one make event, just checking to see like what I need to redo or what I missed entirely. And then I will go back to the professional events and gold those, and then I'll go back to extreme events and gold those. I know for a fact that there's maybe 1 or 2 American event races I need to redo. I think the Japanese events are good, but I'm going to double check anyways. What is wrong with me today? Oh my god. This is rough. Alright, let's hope this doesn't happen every lap, because that will drag this race out for an extra few minutes. An extra few minutes I probably won't have the sanity for. As soon as I stop rambling and I can lock in at least 10% more. Yeah, I'm not worried about, like, losing this race at all, but it's still... Most of my spin-outs are just from me touching the grass in places I really shouldn't be. I think I still have a bit of Fuji left in me, just going off the track all the time, because I think it's, well, safe anyways, because there's infinite runoff. Whereas here, there's pretty much, like, no room for error. Alright, well, at least that time I kept it straight. There's actually a lot of extreme events I need to go back and do, too. Mainly from Dream Car Championship, because I picked a slow car, and GT World, or GT All-Stars, which I also picked a slow car for. But this will give me the opportunity to use, like, the other LM race cars, like the Ford, the GTR, the RX-7, RX-8, and also I'm probably going to use like the F1 GTR somewhere in there. Definitely using the Sauber C9 at some point. I'll probably use the Minolta again, and yeah, just get like use like a nice variety of cars. I'm hoping for the American. Like the American Championship race I need to redo. I'm hoping I can afford like the Chaparral 2D, I think it is. So I'd like to drive that over the 2J. And also be able to afford like a Pescarolo or something. 'Cause I'm not gonna have it. Well, I might actually get the Audi R8, even though I am going to win it after the 24, but I won't be able to use it. But I kind of want to get, like, just one more LMP car that's 4.5 million and just get 1 or 2 races out of it. Because I'm using the Speed 8 for the 24-hour. Yeah, I'll probably use the R89C again, too. pretty sure I cannot speak today either. Jesus. I'm pretty sure I used it at some point, because it has miles on it, but I don't remember what for. It might have been for, like, the, real circuit tour or something like that. Because I think I used a couple... Alright, that was 100% the car right there. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure I used it for real circuit tours. But I'm not going to have the patience to go back and check all the episodes to see what I have and haven't driven, so it'll just be whatever, I suppose. Yeah, I already lowered the front downforce again to the funny number, but if I were to go any lower than that, then I'd probably be too slow through here, so it's just like... It's going to be a matter of me not giving too much steering input or slowing down a little bit more. And, yeah. Yeah, I actually didn't even know that Minolta was a camera company for quite a long time. I don't even know if they're still around, actually, because outside of the car itself, I've, like, rarely hear mention of the Minolta as a company anyways. Alright, less steering input and maybe just a tiny bit off. Enough to survive the turn. I don't need to take it, like, flat out. Absolutely perfect every single time. I just need to survive it, I guess. Does that happen on controller too, or is it just, like, a wheel problem? Because honestly, I don't think I've ever driven this car on a controller, now that I think about it. Because I never unlocked it on the PS2, and I never had a game save with it unlocked. And I don't think I've ever bothered trying it on a controller in the emulator. Will I do GT5 after this? I mean, as far as like a Let's Play series of anything, it's probably never going to happen on this channel because Let's Plays are channel killers, if we're being real. But, as far as like normal content, yeah, I do have a couple ideas for GT5, and well, GT in general. A little bit of everything. But no more playthroughs. It's just, playthroughs and Let's Plays, they are not the thing these days. And if anything, they'll just kill the channel even faster. Especially if it was... This is low-key turning out to be one of the more annoying races, but, yeah. Especially if it's a series on a game that's nowhere near as popular as GT4 is. Like, GT5, it's not that popular. And... I mean, I don't think any game would do better than GT4, really. GT3 might do somewhat okay, GT2 might do somewhat okay, but 5, 6, God forbid 7, those will get nowhere. I probably should have pit last lap, but we might have to go a couple 8-lap stints anyways. Just because of the way it lines up. Yeah, I mean, GT4 is really niche on its own. And while it has had like a huge surge in popularity the past couple of years, it's already been like oversaturated content-wise. Like I think every single possible challenge run that could be done has been done. Unless you want to start introducing exceptions into it, which is it a challenge run by that point, or is it just like, I don't know, how many exceptions does there need to be, you know? So there's almost no more original ideas left. I need to grab my drink. Not my booze drink just yet. We might crack one open later on. No fuel. I forgot. Yeah, I mean, GT4 does have an established audience. It's just, after a certain point, it is going to die down in popularity again. But that could be, like, it could already be happening right now, or it could be, like, another few years before it dies out again. But most of that popularity came from, like, Spec 2 and challenge runs. There's really, like, not a lot of things you can do with this game beyond that. It's not like a game like Minecraft where you have frequent updates. Well, frequent updates in Minecraft terms, or you have, like, infinite modding potential and all these scenarios and challenges you can do with it. GT4, like, it's very limited still, even though it's, like, it's open, but it's limited at the same time. You know what I mean? After a certain point, there's just, like, yeah, there's, like, nothing else to do. It is kind of sandbox, but still, like, there are limitations, like, especially whenever it comes to challenge runs, like, you're required to use certain types of cars for some events. And so, like, you could use all Toyotas. That's been done. You could use all, as long as a dealer has, like, a truck and a boxer engine, has a supercar, and a car that could beat GT World Championship, then the challenge run is technically doable. But you can't do that same thing with, like, say, can I beat Gran Turismo 4 with only Subarus or only Aston Martins or whatever? Like, some of those are not technically possible because there's no cars that meet the requirements for certain events. And then you have something like, can I beat it with only trucks? We'll do that as an example. I haven't really gone through it, but I'm pretty sure there's no front-wheel drive trucks in the game. There's definitely no MR trucks in the game, unless there's some weird SUV thing that I don't know of that, well, now even that won't work, because there's a truck event that's listed for only trucks, and it's like an actual opponent list instead of, like, a car type. I was gonna say, like, if there's, like, an SUV that's MR, but I don't even think there is something like that in this game. But yeah. Now, as far as, like, challenge run stuff, not a lot of people have tackled, like, GT2 and GT3 with that idea. So maybe there's way more potential for those two games for something original, at least, instead of doing what somebody else has already done. Yeah, but also like outside of those kinds of challenge runs, like what else is there to do as like a challenge on this game, or to make an interesting video out of it? Because with this game, I mean, the point of like beating this game requires just going through and doing specific events. I guess you could like start splitting it up and doing like specific events themselves. Like, can I beat all special condition events with K cars or something like that? But then it starts getting a little like too hyper niche, and instead of the goal being beat the game, it starts being beat this specific portion of the game. And whenever you see that title on YouTube, you're gonna be like, well, I don't even know what special condition events are, so whatever that video is, instead of like, can I beat the game? Am I overanalyzing this? I probably am. But yeah. That's why like my ideas after this are gonna revolve mostly around GT4 Online, because like, for example, GT7 daily races, there's not a whole lot really, but there's a few content creators that make GT7 daily race videos pretty regularly, and there's always something new to be shown with that. Like, it's about the races. It's not about like a certain formula to how you're playing the game or whatever. And so GT4 Online, there is like potential there for content, but you gotta have a good race on GT4 Online, which is quite rare, so... Oh, and as far as like GT7 challenge runs, yeah, impossible, because it's a one-dimensional game, and you are required to use like a little bit of everything. So you can't make like a, can you use a Toyota only in GT7 type thing. Like, it won't work. And yeah, like the foundation of GT7 is pretty bad. If you think of GT7 as like a cake, like, I don't know why I chose cake of all things, but GT7, it has a lot of icing, but very, very little cake itself. It's like a tiny little sliver of cake, and then like a mountain of frosting on top of it. The structure of the game, like the foundation of it, it's just not there. It looks pretty, and it has like a variety of cars. Not as much variety as some people would like, but that's pretty much it. And it's fun to drive in, I guess, so that's like one of the most important things, really. And yeah, T, you actually have like a really good formula of like being able to make videos on like specific cars. Like, that's a ton of content right there. But it is also like hyper niche. So it's not gonna hit like a massive audience like other Gran Turismo 4 videos will, but it will hit like the core Gran Turismo 4 audience that is there. Oh, I beat Rhino's fastest lap? Yeah, it's probably like way easier on a wheel, to be honest. I think I think like controller players are always gonna have trouble like getting better fast laps, but like with the wheel, obviously you have full control over it, but at the same time, I am dealing with the car being weird at certain points. The wheel's just like much more precise. But then again, there's players like Daniel who's like crazy good on controller. Yeah, I have heard of the GT5 Master mod, but I actually don't know a whole lot about it. I never really looked into it, but I know it exists. Also, I'm pretty sure it was called, or is it GT6 that I'm thinking of that's called Spec 2 as well? Because obviously there's GT4 Spec 2, but I thought it was GT5 Spec 2, but then I remembered it is actually Master Mod. Like, I haven't heard about either one of them in a very long time. Yeah, Daniel's a controller player. I don't remember if Hull01 is a controller player, but Daniel is, Newbie is, and I don't know about Candy. Candy's also a really fast driver too. Oops. Yeah, ProDrive is also pretty fast. I'm pretty sure he's a controller player too, but there's been a fair share of drama between fast Gran Turismo 4 drivers, that's for sure, over the years. Oh, yeah, I remember that about GT5 Master Mod. Because I did see videos of, like, Cita Diaria and Capri and Seattle, etc. on GT5. Drama, please spill the tea? Ooh, well, as much as I would like to, and as fun as it would be, I don't really want to get too involved with it, considering that I am running a YouTube channel after all, so usually I try to avoid it like the plague. But yeah, there is a little bit of drama between certain players, even in the Gran Turismo 4 community of all things. Like, you would expect it to be like not taken seriously or anything like that, but it is to an extent still. There's obviously there'd be like way more drama on like the modern games where everybody's like trying to prove themselves to be the best or fighting over views and stuff like that. There's like, it's only been with like a couple people really, but there's been like so much manufactured drama over the lifespan of GT7, for example. But that is that is the main game right now, and that's what everybody's playing. I'm resisting my key mirror. I should stop reading chat while I'm going into a corner. But yeah, I mean, especially video game drama, that's just like... There's a lot of non-issues in this world that really don't need attention on YouTube. It's just two people arguing about something. But then there's other drama that actually has an effect on other people. Like when bad shit happens. that kind of stuff I pay a little bit more attention to, but not whenever it's like whenever at the end of the day it's like, oh, this guy supposedly copied this guy's video, or this guy's accusing this other guy of cheating. Like, I look at it, laugh, and get on with my day. Pretty much. And some people, they literally create drama out of nothing, too. Like, let's say something happens where, like, I don't want to give too specific of an example because everybody will know exactly who I'm talking about, probably. And that's another, like, Pandora's box I don't want to open. But let's just say somebody accuses somebody of doing something that nobody else cared about at first, and then suddenly everybody starts caring about it and acting like it's a huge deal. And yeah, it's like nobody cared about this until one person brought it up, and then it just turned into a shit show because somebody wanted to manufacture some drama and get some clicks or attention out of it when they were never involved with it in the first place. They want to soak something in gasoline, set it on fire, and then hop into that fire with everybody else because it will bring them attention too. It'll get them on the headlines. Anyway, long story short, yeah. Drama is just... it's silly. At the end of the day. No matter who you are, or how good or bad you are at the game, somebody somewhere is going to talk shit. And that's the way it is. That's the way she goes. Oh yeah, even like the whole emulators are cheating, and like, yeah, it's way easier to cheat if you use an emulator, of course, but there is this whole argument around like any GT game on the original hardware is different than a GT game on emulators. I mean, unless somebody's actually gone through and like found those differences, it's going to be kind of hard to prove it. And it's also going to be hard to prove if somebody's cheating. I mean, sometimes the cheats are obvious, but other times it's like, good luck proving it. Then again, like, if you're going for world record runs and stuff like that, then if you're doing it on a game that's really old and doesn't have, like, always online DRM like GT7 does and all this other stuff, then you should expect there to be cheaters here and there. On a game like GT7, it's pretty much, like, 100% free of cheaters. So, daily race leaderboards, time trial leaderboards, those are 100% legit. And they're, like, calling other people out for being cheaters. It's like, it's not really a thing on GT7. Now, drama, whenever it comes to the World Series, like, qualifiers and stuff like that, yeah, there absolutely is drama with that, because at that point, it's not really about cheating. I mean, sometimes it is. There was that one cheating incident where, if I remember correctly, some drivers were being... had other players driving for them to get qualified for the events. So it wasn't really them driving the car at all. And then there's other drama incidents where usually it's like a race incident or somebody's points getting canceled or deducted from a race because of like making contact with another car or blocking or something like that, and then their points get forfeited for that race. Wherever sometimes that happens wherever it shouldn't have happened, and other times, yeah, you know what I mean. There's always going to be drama with one thing or another. Oh yeah, the whole purism attitude towards games. I'll never get purism. Like, I get like wanting to play a game the vanilla way and not emulate it or not mod it or whatever, but the whole you're not a true fan unless you play on real hardware thing is just, it's stupid. I'm not even gonna say silly. It's stupid. I don't care what your definition of a true fan is. I'll play it however I want to play it. Like, this whole gatekeeping thing and purism for video games and all this garbage, it's somebody's personal opinion and nothing more than that. It's not fact, it's not a standard, it's none of that. If you want to play Gran Turismo 4 on an emulator with a wheel, a controller, a keyboard, texture packs, it doesn't matter to me. It shouldn't matter to anyone else. But some purism weirdo is gonna be like, you're not a true fan, you're not playing it on a PS2, you're not playing it on a CRT TV. In 2025, good luck finding one of those. Come on. But thankfully, that attitude's kind of rare because I've rarely had comments like that. I mean, there had been like one or two here and there that have been like, why are you playing on an emulator? Play on a PS2 or whatever. But it's just like, I don't go by your standards, buddy. I do what I want. The correct response is make me. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want me to play on a PS2 with a CRT TV? Feel free to send me a CRT TV. I'll give you my P.O. box. Just kidding, don't send me anything. And I'm not opening a P.O. box. But yeah, if somebody wants me to do a certain thing, you're more than welcome to pay me to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. You know what I should be doing? There's a... Thankfully, it's not an epidemic, but... hybrid requests, like, ever since Timeless Gaming made a bunch of hybrid videos, and then I started making hybrid videos, and then other people started making hybrid videos. I don't know what the thing is, but there's, like, amongst a couple certain select individuals, for some reason, they think that every Gran Turismo 4 YouTuber is now, like, a hybrid fucking depository, where they send their hybrid requests to them over and over and over again, and I keep banning them. Like, this one specific individual, I've banned their account probably 50 times or more. Not even joking. They've made 50 accounts on YouTube, and I've banned every single one of them. But all they do is request hybrids every single time. Some bullshit ass horrible hybrid build that looks like they put it into a fucking randomizer or like random number generator and just chose the parts from that and demanded that I made their fucking video for them. I should just charge for that. If you want to send me a hybrid request, fucking send me $20 along with it. Then I'll happily make your fucking shitty hybrid. Otherwise, you can get out of here because I'm not working for you for free. I actually think there's something wrong with them. Like 50 accounts. I counted it like months ago and it was like 20 something, but by this point it's probably 50. And it's been going on for years. Years. Like since 2021 or something. Yeah, it's like, who are these people? Where do they come from? But yeah, it's like, if you're demanding that I make something specific for you, and it's a bad idea that I know won't get any views, and you're gonna have to pay me to do it, sorry. Otherwise, the content that you see is made by me 100% for free. But it was something I wanted to make, something I thought would do good. Most of the time it doesn't do good, but... And other times, viewers would... Well, actually, it doesn't really happen that often in the first place. Like, in the first place, hardly anybody, like, recommends a video that I would make at all. Like, video requests or video ideas, they're not really that common. And I can't really think of an example where somebody actually gave me a video idea and then I went and made it. Most of the content that I've posted on this channel has been something that I wanted to make anyways, and the people that are here to watch it they stick around for the videos that I want to make, or the videos that I had, or the ideas that I had along the way and stuff like that. It's not like something that was built by the audience. Video ideas are one thing, video recommendations are one thing, but demanding that I make something super hyper specific is something very different, especially if you do it hundreds of times throughout the years. Like, who are you? Video idea, cargo fast. Yeah. The next time they comment, I'm gonna be like, 20 bucks. 20 bucks and I'll make your fucking shit. But they're probably just gonna spam more shit anyways. It's not gonna stop them, but it'll be funny, I guess. At least the first time. Watermelon Celsius. I have never had a Celsius before. But I'll show it whenever I hit the straight, because I don't want to do it mid-corner, but... my energy drink of choice is Gorilla Mind. It's more expensive, but shit's potent. Let's go ahead and go to the 7th. It's this stuff right here. If you can even see it. Arctic White. Good stuff. Wait, you had somebody request one for you too? I have a feeling that this individual goes around to literally any channel that's posted a Gran Turismo 4 video once and just spams the comments. Like, actually, like, mentally messed up in the head. Mentally messed up in the head. That's yeah, that's a way to put it. Like, that's not normal. Normal people do not do that. Usually whenever somebody gets banned the first time, they get the idea. If you get banned the second time, hopefully you get the idea. If you get banned a third time and you make another account, you're actually, like, delusional. But then again, like, there's freaks everywhere. I'm gonna use TwitchCon as an example. If any of y'all, I'm pretty sure none of y'all actually keep up with anything TwitchCon related or Twitch news related. Some of y'all probably do, but this past TwitchCon, I think it was last week or the week before, there's a streamer. I think her name is Imaru or something like that. I'm not familiar with her or pretty much any streamers in general, but essentially, this fucking big-ass dude walked up into her, like, meet and greet area, just, like, skipped the line and, like, walked through everybody, and, assaulted her, essentially. I don't want to get too specific because monetization reasons, but, yeah, this dude, complete stranger, walks up to her, assaults her in a certain way, and then her security guard, like, he was too late to react to it, but he shoved the guy out of the way, and the dude he just walked off out of the venue. Like, there's freaks out there who just do this shit. And Twitch had the absolute worst response to it ever. They didn't call the cops on the guy. They didn't stop him at the venue. He was just allowed to walk right out. And apparently they knew who the guy was because he received a 30-day ban on Twitch, but he never got a ban from TwitchCon. He didn't get arrested. He didn't, like, there were no repercussions after that. Just 30-day ban on Twitch for assaulting a streamer. But my point about that isn't about, like, Twitch. I mean, Twitch, everybody knows Twitch is just dead and gone by this point. But there's just, like, there's some broken people out there, man. Parasocial relationships and stuff like that with streamers, like, they'll drain their bank account and donations to them, and they will think that they have some sort of, like, relationship with the streamer that doesn't exist. The streamer doesn't know even, like, they exist. And it's, like, it's unhealthy. But, yeah, there's, like, all kinds of horror stories with streamers and their crazy wacko fans who would do shit like that, who would, like, I'm not even going to go into detail, but being around on the internet and being, like, in the loop with, like, content creators and YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff, just, like, seeing that on my newsfeed ever since 2012. It's bad. And Twitch is, like, probably, as far as, like, platforms go, it's consistently been, like, the worst one out of everything. And so I hope TwitchCon is, like, permanently done after this year. It better be, because they've clearly shown they're incompetent in running it. And their CEO needs to get fired. But it's just, like, years and years of horror stories regarding that. Yeah, even, like, the Gran Turismo community is not safe from stuff like that. I mean, I can't recall anything to that degree happening to a Gran Turismo YouTuber or streamer. But, I mean, actually there is one example. Like I said, I don't want to get into specifics, but there is... Okay, well, there's one example in my case where somebody's just, like, out of their own minds. And there's another example regarding another streamer and a guy that doesn't like them, where it's kind of like the same thing. Like, this guy is obsessed with somebody, and he hates them so much to the point where they start doing things that just, like, no mentally healthy person would ever do over the course of years. And because I can't get into specifics, I can't, like, explain, like, what exactly they're doing or who it's about, but I have seen it, and it's still ongoing to this day, and it's like, dude, you have nothing better to do with your life? Like, Jesus. Well, I don't want to speak for anybody, I mean, but even Jimmy Broadbent or Super GT, they could have something like that going on with a weird fan or hater of theirs, but they probably just don't mention it. I mean, even me, like, I've never talked about this one guy by name ever, but I have, like, shared the story about it with a couple other people. But yeah, anybody could really be dealing with something like that, and you'd never know. Because then, like, sometimes part of their goal is to get, like, mentioned by name, but I'm not mentioning this particular individual's name, and I'm always, like, on top of, like, banning them from the comments before anybody sees it. So I know what they're trying to fish for, and they're not going to get it. Or at least not all of it. And that's probably, like, the same goal with, like, all these other drama incidents as well. That is the best way to go about it, but at some point, it does go too far. And yeah, like, some of them are trolls, and, like, they do follow people around into, like, other lobbies and stuff, and, like, intentionally try to ruin every single race they have. I mean, it's still a bad thing, but it's not as far as to, like, going into, like, harassing them personally or etc. So yeah, after a certain point, it could get kind of dangerous. And certain kinds of, like, niches, or I guess that is the right word, certain niches are more dangerous than others, considering, like, the type of audience it would have. And I think IRL streaming is, like, one of the most dangerous things anybody can do. I mean, certainly, because you're streaming your location all the time, and then people can follow you home, they can attack you on the streets. That's, like, sketchy. I don't even find it entertaining enough to consider watching, but it's sketchy. But as far as, like, the Gran Turismo niche, you don't have to deal with any of that sort of stuff anywhere near as much as if you were an IRL streamer, or probably, like, a Fortnite streamer, or anything with, like, anything with an audience that could be a little bit more problematic. Gran Turismo stuff, for the most part, is chill. Like, 99.9%. I think the most dangerous ones are, like, FPS shooter genres, like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is, like, especially, like, whenever, back in the, like, I would say 2012 to 2016 era, even a little bit past that, there were a lot of problems with, like, mass DDoS attacks on certain teams, and doxing and swatting and all this stuff. Because Call of Duty in general is a very, very toxic fan base. Gran Turismo, not so much. There are, like, certain people here and there that are very toxic, but the community health is, like, the biggest factor as to, like, how safe something is or not. There's this one certain guy, I don't remember who it was, but they had like a really bad swatting incident, and I think it happened because of like a competitive Call of Duty match or something like that. But I can't remember who it was. Some people will do some crazy shit. I like how all this started just because of the mention of one Gran Turismo 4 player. That was a rabbit hole. But even then, like, that drama is like nothing in comparison to what I've seen over the years. And as far as like the Gran Turismo community as a whole, like the worst thing I've ever seen was like one guy that really hates a streamer in particular and has spent the last several years being obsessed with them in a certain way that I can't go into depth with. Because then I'll be involved in their drama in a certain way, and I don't want that. So, yeah. I mean, it really is. The more popular you get, the more risks you start taking on. Because you're bound to pick up one or two weirdos along the way. And there's nothing you could do about it. You can't really weed them out. Yeah, I think that's enough like drama related commentary for a while. I mean, you could go on for days about it, and I kind of already have, but yeah. Thankfully, I don't really have to deal with that yet. If I keep doing this YouTube stuff, then one day something is going to happen. But I am considering like all the risks versus reward factor. Okay. And most of the time you just have to like not get anyone specific like mad enough to go after you. Like, if you just stay in your own lane and do your thing, then it's just like a matter of some weirdo getting obsessed with you or your channel or your personal life and then just developing a parasocial relationship. I think that could happen to anybody, but sometimes it's just a matter of like some dude pissed another dude off and then they like never like and then they hold that grudge for eternity. I think having too much attention is certainly a bad thing, unless you're able to monetize it, but yeah, I think I'm gonna pit this lap fuel and tires. I have been pitting every 7 laps. I think I did 8 the first stint, but my tires were too worn at the end of it, so I'm just doing every 7. Which means I'll be pitting on lap 50 at the end. So I'll probably just pit like lap 78 or something like that. Even it out. Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of that too. Like a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot actually. There's just, I think in most cases, like most people are like mostly similar in person as they are to like on YouTube. Sometimes they just have to put on a certain voice for YouTube videos because that's their character or that's just the way they think they need to speak in videos. But pretty much every single person that everybody that I've met in person at the Gran Turismo events, because that's the only place I am able to meet them, really. But they're all pretty much, like, chill. And, I mean, they won't talk the exact same way as they do in their videos, because they're not making a video while talking to me. But, yeah, they're all just people at the end of the day. They're chill. At least the ones I've talked to so far, and it's been, like, maybe 8 to 10 people, probably. At least, like, people that I know through YouTube or social media. So, yeah, they're all just regular dudes at the end of the day. I mean, there's a lot of examples of like certain people getting super popular that I will never understand. But I guess it's like because they've been around for so long and they probably did something to grow really fast at one point and then they established their audience. But yeah, there's a lot of cases where I'm like, how the hell did this happen? Even for me, like, at the start of GT7, I mean, yeah, a lot of people say the videos are good, but all I was doing at the start of GT7 was making milquetoast gameplay videos that anybody really could have made, but for whatever reason, my channel blew up the most. Percentage-wise, I think I was actually the fastest growing Gran Turismo 7 YouTuber at the start of GT7. Because my channel went from, like, I think it was less than 5,000 at the start, and then at the end of March, it was like 20,000. So it like quadrupled in size. Whereas compared to other YouTubers, yeah, they did get thousands of subs, but they were already like either a little bit bigger, or they were the same size, but they didn't grow as fast. And I wasn't doing anything special. I mean, if anything, they were making the higher quality videos than I was, but the algorithm just selected me for one reason or another. So I guess you could say it's kind of like the same case in, like, for me. And I don't think there were like any other kinds of videos I could have made that would have done better, or anything like that, I think that was just the thing to post, because I think the reason why it did so well was because, like, usually whenever a new game comes out, you have, like, a bunch of people who are curious. Like, let's say all the people that were watching my videos were the ones that didn't buy GT7 yet, and they were curious as to, like, what the game was like, how the driving was, what the graphics looked like, etc. And instead of looking up a video, for example, like how to tune in Gran Turismo 7, they would look up Gran Turismo 7 gameplay, and then because those videos were gameplay videos, quality ones at that, then they were the fastest to, like, be pushed in the algorithm, as opposed to something like Gran Turismo 7 Daily Race C, or, like I said, how to tune in Gran Turismo 7, or how to money grind in Gran Turismo 7. Those videos are for the people who already bought the game, not for the ones that are, like, the casuals who either just got the game and wanted to see what it looks like on PS5, or haven't bought the game yet at all. I think that's probably the reason why. But yeah, that was like a surge in popularity I was not expecting. But it didn't really last because I really slowed down on the uploads at a certain point. And those gameplay videos, like, they were, like, super good at the start of the game, but now it's just, like, shooting from the hip and seeing what sticks. Because maybe, like, 9 out of the 10 videos that I post like that nowadays don't really go anywhere, but then, like, if it's a very specific car, or it's just, like, the right title and thumbnail or whatever, then it would do good on YouTube, like 100K plus views. But it's still like a roll of the dice every single time. Which is why, like, nowadays I kind of want to move away from that and still make nice looking videos with, like, car cinematics and stuff like that, but maybe just, like, I don't know, like, more general purpose kind of content, I guess you could say. But it's going to be a lot of experimenting. And some certain things I'm going to have to, like, test out more than once. Like, if I want to... Okay, here we go again. If I want to make GT7 daily race commentary videos or something like that, then I'm going to have to try it out a couple different times and edit the video certain ways every single time, format it different, and just seeing what works. But it's definitely going to be a lot harder because that's not what most people subscribed for. Even this series right here is not what most people subscribed for, and the viewer count definitely reflects that. Which is okay. I mean, this is the series I started my channel with. It's not the series... It's not the one that grew the channel. Which is the thing. And so, yeah, we don't know when GT8's going to come out. I'm going to assume it'll come out after PS6 is launched. But when that game comes out, then yeah, I'm probably going to do the gameplay stuff again. But I'll probably mix some, like, higher quality content in between it as well. And if I want to catch that train of, like, daily race streams and stuff like that, then I definitely need to start out early on the game, because if I were to start doing daily race streams now, it's probably already too late, because that ship has sailed, and the other streamers who have been doing GT7 this whole time, they've already like collected all the audience that's there to go around, so they're not going to be going away from them. And I don't think there's any more like free viewers to go around. The people who are interested in GT7 daily races are already watching their favorite streamers. Now I could try to like catch the early train or ship for the new game that's coming out, Project Motor Racing. I'm thinking about doing videos on that game, but any other game that I start posting, it's probably never going to become the new main content. It's probably just going to be like a couple videos at the start, see how they do. If they don't go anywhere, then I just come back to Gran Turismo 7. Or 4 or whatever else. But there's that. There's Assetto Corsa Evo, which has been taking their precious time. And what else? I mean, I could do regular Assetto Corsa as well, but eh. Because, like, right now, my main focus, after this series is done, is going to be to grow the channel. Not just for, like, subscribers or viewership and stuff, but also, like, open the door for more opportunities. Because I want to start doing some cool stuff. But said cool stuff it kind of involves getting recognized more often by, whether it be, like, by companies or other YouTubers, etc., and then being able to capitalize on it. That's not going to happen if I keep posting milk toast. Alright, pit stop. This is the second to last pit stop, too. Unless I just go all the way on the last set, which I probably won't. Probably just go ahead and pit on lap 49. Al Gray, what's up? Oh, my FRS? Yeah, So yeah, you probably did see, if you know about that, you probably did see my video about it. It'd be, was it last year or the year before? I think it was last year, where I said I wanted to start taking it to the track more, yada, yada, yada. Well, long story short, that day that I recorded that video, my clutch, or not my clutch, my throw-up bearing fried on the track. So I spent like the next couple weeks replacing the throw-up bearing in my car, which involved dropping the transmission, which that part alone involves 20 other different things you need to do, but dropping the transmission, replacing the throw-up bearing, and it was fine for about a year after that. And then earlier this year, my pilot bearing fried, which is the pilot bearing rides on the input shaft of the transmission in the flywheel. The throw-out bearing is, operates, it's like connected to the clutch pressure plate, essentially. But I had to drop the transmission again, and when I did, not only was a pilot bearing completely toast, but so was the flywheel, and the clutch was also like on its way out too. It was slipping here and there, so I said fuck it. I replaced the clutch, the flywheel, pilot bearing, and throw-up bearing to a better one, and that entire thing was like $1,500 for all the parts, I think. So, yeah. All that stuff is fixed in the car now, but I'm still not comfortable taking it out on the track just yet because there are a few more things I want to fix. Most notably, there's an oil leak on the timing cover. So if I want to fix that, I have to take apart the entire front end, including the front bumper and the radiator assembly. And then the FRS has like a couple like things you probably should do to it before you start tracking it often, like a baffle in the oil pan, a baffle in the fuel pump, because I think if you take left corners too hard, then the fuel pump can actually run dry from like the fuel sloshing around in the tank. So you need a baffle for that. I need to replace the filter too while I'm at it. And after I do all that, I also want to get some cooling for it, which would involve probably a new radiator, a new oil cooler, and hood vents to get all the hot air out of it, because my supercharger in that thing, it causes a whole lot of extra heat in the engine bay. And I think hood vents would be like the best way to get all that extra heat out of there, so it doesn't just heat soak so bad. But yeah, if I even keep the car at all, it's probably going to cost $2,500 to make it track ready again. But by that point, it might actually be like good enough to take it on COTA, because COTA is technically the closest track from me. The track days though are like 1,000 for a weekend though, so yeah, that alone costs a lot. But if your car breaks down on COTA, you're gonna be paying quite a lot of fees. You'll have to pay a towing fee. You'll have to pay, like, if your engine blows up, it leaks oil everywhere, you have to pay a cleanup fee. God forbid if you hit a barrier, you're gonna have to pay to fix that. Like, it would be by far the coolest video and the coolest track to take it on, but just getting it prepped for COTA and having some emergency money in case something goes bad, that's like $5,000. But the other track I take it to, Harris Hill Raceway, it's wide open, so you're never going to hit anything. If you spill a lot of oil, they're probably going to charge you to clean it up, but there's way less risk there anyways, because your car's never going to get up to like that fast in the first place. But I still want to do cooling mods and preventative maintenance on it. But all that being said, that's if I keep the car at all. It's mostly going to come down to how good the channel does, because if anything, instead of like investing my personal funds into the car or whatever other track car, I want the channel to fund everything. But the channel has to do good first off, so... Oh, by the way, there's your sub 130. But I think the slipstream helped a little bit with that. If I lock in, I probably could go 128. Because I've been talking pretty much this entire race so far. Oh yeah, if I get any car, I want it to be a car that's gonna like bring in more viewers, or have a car with enough build potential to like attract a long-term base for it. Like if I were to build, God forbid, an FC Arc 7 or FD Arc 7, I mean, it's gonna cost a lot to buy it. It's gonna cost a lot to build it, but it's gonna bring in viewers. If I build a GTR, it'll do the same thing. If I were to buy, like, a GR86, it probably won't go anywhere. My FRS surely won't bring in more viewers, because it's kind of like everybody has one. So, yeah, it depends a lot on the car itself. What I would really like to get, if I had infinite money at my disposal, it would be an Evo 3, 4, or 5, or 6, I guess. FDR7, and if I was turbo rich, Viper ACR Gen 5. And I would just, whatever car it is, I would make a lot of videos of it. And attract, like, the niche audience for those specific cars. Because like I said the other day, there's this other YouTuber I watched all the time called, formerly known as Tommy F. Yeah, now the channel is Garage S0. But he's a GTR guy. And I mean, there's a lot of GTR, like, as far as, like, Skyline GTRs go. There's a lot of GTR YouTubers, but his channel, by far, has been, like, the most in-depth with, like, the builds and basically, like, just everything Skyline GTR. Like, that is the channel for it. And I kind of want to be that, but with the cars that I like. Like, I want to be the Evo guy or the FDRX7 guy, etc. I can't do that with a FRS or with a GR86 because there's not enough people that are that interested in them besides the people who have them, probably. So it's got to be a car that I like and a car that enough other people like but don't really have the ability to get one. As a... whatever the right word for that is, sounds. There is actually, as far as like track car content and stuff like that, I do have a group of IRL car buddies. I don't really talk to them as much as I probably should, or hang out with them as much as I should, but I do know a guy who does make IRL car videos, and he wants to do better stuff, and I'm thinking about, like, collaborating with him a little bit more, and we're probably gonna, like, start something through that. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. I should pit, by the way. Oh, that was close. But yeah, IRL content is something I'm definitely looking into, especially for the fact that, like, whenever it comes to gaming videos, the history of your gaming content, it's not something that's as, like, memorable or rewarding as, like, IRL content is, if that makes any sense. Like, whenever I had my car vlog channel from 2016 to 2018, something like that, I still have those videos on my PC, and I look back at them at time to time, like from time to time, and I'm like, man, these videos are totally trash, but I'm so glad I made them at the same time because those memories are preserved forever. That's like, those videos are basically what YouTube was made for in the first place. And if like, gaming videos, they don't give me that same, like, hit of nostalgia or, like, memories that those videos do. So, IRL videos, I'd definitely be more motivated to make, but I just don't do anything interesting enough at this moment in time to jump into it full force. But I do know some people, and it's just a matter of, like, getting in the right position to make that leap. I mean, Jay, clearly, like, I am kind of focused a little bit on passion. I mean, I don't know if it's passion anymore. But if it was all about views and subscribers, then I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. I'd be pumping out videos and trying to fish views for whatever possible, but this is the series that I started the channel on, and I intend to finish it, and I've been grinding away at it the past couple weeks, and it's almost done. And then after this, it's just free reign on whatever suits my interests and whatever also can grow the channel at the same time. Because there's like, I have goals like beyond just gaming, whenever it comes to this stuff. So, kind of just get two birds stoned at once. You get to make what you want to make and get a little growth at the same time. That is like really the best way to do YouTube, if you want to look at it long term. Because if you start YouTube and your only goal is growth or revenue or sponsorships, then it's going to be a lot harder to stick to it unless you see success like early on. If you start it just as a passion, then once you do start getting traction and revenue and sponsorships, then that kind of becomes like, it kind of makes things a little bit more complicated, and then you start questioning like, well, am I actually doing this for growth now, or am I still doing this for my passion? Like, even I had that problem whenever it started. I had that problem whenever my videos blew up on GT7. I had that problem whenever I started getting products from companies, or even just like the emails for sponsorship opportunities. It's like, well, shit, I guess this is real now. I wasn't prepared for this. I've turned down a lot of them, or just ignored a lot of them, which I probably should have just said no thank you instead. But yeah, it gets weird. It definitely gets weird. Like, you're not prepared for it, but it happens. And now I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking more about my future now, essentially. Because if I were to just keep doing this, then I'm pretty much just wasting time. Technically, I am wasting time right now. Because if anything, this series does more bad for the channel than it does good. But at this moment in time, I'm not concerned about it. It's something that I was going to have to finish at some point or another. I have the opportunity to finish it right now, and that's the way she goes. Way she fucking goes. Also, it's the last lap, by the way. And with that being said, no best lap at the end, but Formula GT, once and for all, is complete. It should have been complete the other day, but my internet got cut off by some dude cutting a fiber line, but there we go. That's all she wrote. 150 points, clean sweep. No surprise there. And, yeah. We don't have to listen to this car ever again. Thank God. Good shit. Good shit. Good shit. 100K for the race, and I don't remember how much you get for the championship, but let's find out. Okay, 3 mil for the championship. So, I do have a little bit of spending money for the rest of the cleanup. Can I actually save this replay? It probably won't let me still. Yeah, it's not going to. Unless, can I can't see it because my chat's blocking it. Oh, delete, switch to delete file mode. Okay, I can find like just some race I don't care about and delete it. I'm gonna delete this one. Oh wait, no. No, I can actually overwrite it. Okay, that's not enough. Can I overwrite this one? Okay, there we go. That works. I wanted to save at least one replay from this, and also I don't want to struggle with trying to get a new replay thumbnail. There we go. Championship results. It's over. It's all over. And with that, we had a car that I've never won legit in Gran Turismo 4 before, because I've never finished this championship before. But there we go. Sauber Mercedes C9. Nice. And we are going to have the opportunity to drive it whenever I come back and clean up this championship specifically. And we got a handful of races to go back to in various places of this game, so it's you know what? We're going to hop right in it, actually, after I sort it by the right thing. Acquired date. There it is. Beautiful. So, yeah, Formula GT is now over. And next up is the cleanup episode / stream, which I'm currently recording, so it's kind of awkward doing this outro in the middle of a stream. So, yeah, thank you all for watching.